Hey guys, Joyful Gamer here, and today I was thinking of making a Spider-Man what if for Izuku, yes. But before I do that, I'm gonna give credit to the person that actually created the art. And the person is Dark Greninja 2003. I actually saw this on the internet, and actually gave me a bit of an idea. Pretty much, I liked the Spider-Man suit. And pretty much, and then I saw the name of it, Dark Greninja 2003. I'm like, oh dang, this person has a really good drawing of Izuku's suit. Which actually, I was thinking this could be Izuku's suit in my what if. And I hope, by the way, if Darker Ninja, if you're watching this, I hope you let me borrow this suit as a reference, and you don't mind. So pretty much, yes, this is gonna be Izuku's suit, but with a bit of slight differences. Because I don't know how to explain it, but y'all know the PS4 Spider-Man game, right? Like like the Marvel Spider-Man game, the PS4 version, like the first PS4 game where you play as Peter Parker and stuff like that. Yeah, that one. And you already know like all the suits and stuff, right? Like that, right? So pretty much where I'm trying to get to is my favorite suit actually that I always play as in Spider-Man is actually the Last Stand suit. It's if you guys don't know the Last Stand suit, just search it up in Google, or pretty much if you have the game. It's pretty much Peter having just the mask, the spider web, pretty much the webs. I don't know how to say it in Spanish. I don't know how to say it. Sorry, but pretty much Izuku has the little web things. Not Izuku, Peter. Yes, Peter has the little web things, and he has like just regular gloves, and pretty much he has jeans and some regular boots. I don't know what they're called. I don't know the brand. I mean. But pretty much, I was thinking of making it look like that, but also adding some of the little details of this drawing. So pretty much, this is gonna be Izuku's, most like the little sweater, it's gonna be long sleeved instead of like short sleeved, and pretty much it's gonna be like regular jeans and pretty much like that. And this is gonna be his first ever suit. You know what I mean? This is gonna be pretty much be his first ever suit, and this is gonna be a vigilante. What if? Just giving you a heads up there. He's not gonna join he's pretty much not gonna join the UA and stuff like that. He's not gonna. No. Well, in the beginning half, that is. Well, it depends how long. It depends pretty much if I decide to change it or not. Depends. So pretty much, yes. I hope you guys like this drawing, and also remember, please show the artist some love because they created this art, and I'm just showing it because I think it's interesting, really. So pretty much, I hope you guys enjoy the what if, and let's get into it. So pretty much, we start the day where how any other Spider-Man begins. Any Spider-Man what if begins. So pretty much, Izuku is a kid being told quirkless at the age of 4. And also, I was thinking of changing something different. Instead of adding an uncle to change the death, it's gonna be the same, but not with adding anyone. You'll see, and I think some of you will understand instantly. And pretty much, Izuku is told that he's quirkless, with the doctor saying, "I'm sorry, kid, you're quirkless." And did you say you wanted to become a hero? With this doctor is a different doctor, of course, with pretty much saying, "I don't know if it's possible to become a hero still, but anything anything that's impossible can become the impossible." With Izuku saying, "Oh," pretty much being sad about this, but also understanding that he doesn't know if it's possible, but even if it's impossible, it's still possible, of course. Because us humans have to shown that the impossible can be possible, you know? So pretty much, Izuku and Inko pretty much by the doctor. Of course, the doctor did say that he's sorry that her son is quirkless, but since a lot of things have happened over everything, he doesn't know if it's possible. But her son can show them wrong if he works hard enough. With pretty much Inko saying, "Thank you, doctor." With of course Inko going home with the same thing as canon happening, with Izuku crying in the screen, saying that if he can become a hero, and asking her his mother. Same thing as Canon, but she doesn't cry and say sorry, but she just cries and says, but she pretty much doesn't look at Izuku, and she just says, of course you can. You just have to work hard for it. You have to try. People will step on you because you have a dream. And people think that it's impossible to reach. No one tells you to give up. Only you do. Only you tell yourself to stop following it. And only you decide if you want to keep on following it or not. With pretty much Izuku remembering those words, saying that, thinking that he will try to follow it. And let's say Izuku just keeps going through the internet to learn some self-defense classes. Yes, well, pretty much from the internet and YouTube to learn like self-defense, of course, like karate, jiu-jitsu, but of course it's a bit difficult since he doesn't have anyone to practice it with. Of course, so pretty much he was able to learn boxing most of the time, of course, boxing. And then, but of course this is Izuku at a young age. And I'm not gonna go through like the years, like blah blah blah, the time skip, 2 years. No. This is gonna be a bit slower. This is gonna be a bit of a slower what if than the other what ifs I have done. So I hope you all understand and have some patience too. With instantly Izuku, of course, trying to do like self-defense, of course, like punches, kicks, like everything he can learn. And of course, during that time, he actually tries to learn some science too, because he actually thought of ooh, voice crack. So pretty much he thought that punches won't do it alone. He also has to be smart with things, you know? So pretty much both muscle and brain work together, and it's like almost unstoppable. You know what I mean? With Izuku, pretty much becoming a bit of a science nerd also, but also learning self-defense. But also, this is gonna be like he's like starting to like science. It's like he's like that, like you know what I mean? And pretty much she instantly Izuku asks his mother where his dad is. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, he passed away. He's not going somewhere. He's not like. He's pretty much. He's not. He died because of an accident. And mostly, I'm actually gonna do a bit of a Easter egg here. If y'all know how Peter Parker's parents died, mostly because of a airplane. You know, like I don't remember how they completely died, but I do remember it's mostly because of an airplane. And I think it exploded or something happened to the engines. I don't know. I don't remember completely. I'm not that. I don't have everything, you know. But pretty much, Izuku, Inko says a lie saying, "Oh, he gave us a present, and here's a letter too." And he says that he's very busy, and he won't be visiting us this year. I'm sorry, Izuku. With pretty much, Izuku is a bit sad but happy that his father cares about him. But without him knowing, his dad passed away a long time ago. And also, I'm just gonna keep the info about him not too much, a bit of a reveal. And also, of course, there is Oscorp in this universe, let's say. But it's gonna be a bit different for this what if. Okay, so I digress and let's continue. With pretty much Izuku being happy that he got this little science, like this little science kit, pretty much, and he's pretty much exploring with it, trying to figure out what he can do with it. And Izuku is kind of becoming like almost like Peter Parker, but not completely. He loves doing science. He's he becomes more intelligent over the years, but we're not gonna go years later, okay? Let's calm down and slow down a bit. With then Izuku pretty much bumping into a little site about heroes, let's say. Pretty much night heroes. Heroes that go through the night and save people. With Izuku saying, oh, there's very little heroes that go in the night. Huh. Instantly Izuku sees a hero that says Eraserhead. And pretty much it says his quirk pretty much just stopping quirks, pretty much stop them from working, and that's basically it. With Izuku figuring out that it's making, pretty much just thinking about it, saying, but doesn't that make him also kind of like almost a quirkless? With Izuku thinking that since the Eraserhead is technically almost quirkless, he can become a hero. And pretty much he started, and he still idolizes All Might, but mostly the person that pretty much makes him more determined was because of Eraserhead. And let's say some videos of Eraserhead are out in the internet, mostly. Not a lot, but there is some fights. With Izuku seeing that since Eraserhead doesn't have like a strengthening quirk and only uses his eyes to actually turn, pretty much to stop the quirk of the other person, pretty much Izuku sees that he uses like this little scarf. Oops, sorry. Izuku sees that Eraserhead uses his scarf as a way to help him. And it kind of reminds him a bit of how a spider pretty much puts together like what did spiders do again? Like when they webbed around pretty much the fly. Pretty much that's what Izuku thought of the idea of. And Izuku thought that Eraserhead looked so cool. Even though he was technically he was technically almost quirkless, he still fought, and he was able to beat them. With this making Izuku pretty much, of course, more determined. And of course, a few days have passed with Izuku getting bullied. With Izuku getting bullied from other kids that he's quirkless, with Izuku, of course, saying that he won't give up. With Bakugo saying, "Damn nerd." I am not gonna do that ever again. Pretty much the damn nerd. Why you're a useless Deku. Why do you want to become a hero when you don't have a quirk, you loser? With Izuku saying that there are some pro heroes that actually have a quirk that doesn't give them super strength or anything, and they have to use their brain to actually work on it, work how to defeat the other villains. With Bakugo, of course, not seeing that there's like night heroes and only day heroes, like the ones with super strength and like becoming more giant and stuff like that. You know what I mean. But of course, Bakugo saying, "Huh, you nerd! You think there's those type of heroes? If there were, would have seen them. We would have seen them in the day." With Izuku saying, "There's actually night heroes too, Bakugo, and you can see them online. My new favorite hero is Eraserhead, so you should watch him on YouTube. He's so cool." With Bakugo saying, "Shut up, nerd," pretty much pushing Izuku, and of course Bakugo just saying, "Come on, guys, let's leave this nerd." With of course Izuku being annoyed that Bakugo is starting to become even more mean, he starts thinking that Bakugo is starting to bully him. Of course, yes, a toxic friendship, with pretty much Izuku saying, doesn't matter. But let's skip ahead for like about, he's 4, so about say, I'm gonna give him the Spider-Man abilities a bit more earlier than the actual Spider-Man. And also, like, these abilities I actually thought of from different Spider-Men, so yeah. So pretty much, Izuku had pretty much everyone went to the... Actually, wait, it's about 4 years later. Yes, 4 years. With Izuku pretty much getting that... God, the voice crack. With pretty much Izuku, of course, going to a company that's actually pretty well known in this What If. It's not like super well known, like it's not like a best corporation. No. It's decently well known. It's like pretty much does help a lot of the world, and it's going around. It's starting to going around the world. It first started in America, and then it went to Europe, and then it went to China, etc., and then it went to Japan. Okay. So pretty much, it was moving around. It was decent. It was a good company, and pretty much, of course, the teachers actually thought it would be a good idea that some of the kids actually see where like some of the support gear from for heroes came from a big company and some other companies too. But of course, the teachers actually did get the permission of the CEO, which is Osborne, of course, and pretty much, um, instantly. And also, I'm gonna do this little thing because there's this character I love in Spider-Man, of course, and you'll see him. Don't worry. If instantly, Izuku and Bakugo, of course, having their argument with in this what if Izuku and Bakugo are not gonna be friends anymore. They're gonna be kind of like a bit of enemies. Frenemies. Sometimes they become friendly towards each other. Sometimes they don't. In Bakugo's case, he stops bullying Izuku. So yeah, and of course, there was one time that Izuku was able to beat Bakugo and his friends without even using a quirk. So that kind of gave that kind of put Bakugo to give him a bit more respect on Izuku's part for able to defend himself with people with powerful quirks. So yeah, with pretty much Izuku, of course, going around and being excited because remember, he loves science. He almost has the personality of Peter Parker. With pretty much Izuku actually was becoming the best student. With Izuku kind of looking around, seeing that there's a lot of like how mutations and pretty much thinking of how they can help the quirkless people to gain powers as well. Well, pretty much they're showing the showcase about how they take away a bit of a strap of DNA and then pretty much replace it with something with a spider, a whale, etc. etc. You think of it. Pretty much Izuku was actually getting super excited, saying, "Whoa, that's so cool! If we put it like this, the quirkless can actually have their own quirks, or I would say superpowers. So awesome!" Izuku, well, he is really happy about this because he is happy that someone is actually thinking of how to change, like change the society in a way, pretty much to help the quirkless and stuff like that. But there's actually a bit of a deeper thought into it, but and not the best kind actually. It's pretty much Izuku going around, and then they go to a little bit of a pretty much they go and see some other little pretty much there's like different areas. There's some for like animals, like actual like wolves and like predators and herbivores, pretty much like that. There's like different sections. There's like some for herbivores, some for predators, some for the aquatic animals, etc., etc., and from some for the insects. Yes, I'm doing it for different sections. And then that's when they go to the animal, pretty much the insect section, and pretty much Izuku and everyone goes walking and walking, with pretty much Izuku bumping into someone saying, "Ow, I'm sorry," with pretty much the person looking down saying, "Ah, it's okay, it's okay. Are you okay, young child?" With Izuku saying, "Yes, I am. Um, and oh, sorry, my name is Izuku Midoriya." With the guy saying, "It's nice to meet you, Izuku. My name is Peter Parker. It's good to meet you." And yes, Peter Parker is in this What If, but there's a little bit of a different reason why. Instead of saying, "Oh, he's part of this What If," he's blah blah blah. No, 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 no. I'm gonna change the reason why Peter Parker's in this What If. You'll see why. You'll see. So pretty much, Peter says, "You like science, don't you?" With Izuku shaking his head saying, "Yeah, it's super cool, and the amount of ways you can change the future is so awesome." With Peter saying, "You want to change the future, don't you?" With Izuku saying, "Mm-hmm, mm-hmm." With, of course, Peter saying, "If you want to change the future, listen to these words very carefully, okay?" With Izuku saying, "Mm-hmm, yes, yes, Mr. Parker, what is it?" With Peter Parker saying the famous lines that Ben once told him. "With great power comes with great ugh, God, I messed up the line. Ugh, I feel ashamed. With great power comes great responsibility. Remember that. With Izuku saying, what does that mean? With him being still a kid because he doesn't understand. With pretty much, Peter says, look, listen, do you have a quirk or not? With Izuku saying, I'm quirkless. With Peter saying, oh, it's okay, don't worry. But pretty much he puts his finger on his head, pretty much, on his forehead, saying, you have this, and with this, you have great power, but it comes with great responsibility. If you had a quirk, you had a responsibility on not to hurt others or to save others, right? With Izuku starting to understand, saying, oh, so pretty much I don't use it for my own personal gain. I have to use it to help others and try to not let them go through the same path, that horrible path, bad things that happened to me, right? With Peter saying, yep, you are a very smart thinker, aren't you, Izuku? With Izuku saying, thank you, Mr. Parker. But without Peter knowing, actually without Izuku knowing, and Peter thought, he looks like a good candidate, huh? I'm getting tired now. Patrolling is starting to get tiring. With pretty much, without, of course, Izuku knowing, the spider actually crawled up his leg. Well, and pretty much tugging his pants and going up the leg, of course. With pretty much Peter noticing, with Izuku looking where he looked at, saying, is there something on me? With pretty much by that time, the spider went up his back, of course. With pretty much Peter saying, no, don't worry about it. I thought I saw something, but never mind. But you should start going to your class right now. They're gonna leave you behind. With pretty much Izuku saying, oh yeah, thank you, Mr. Parker. Have a great day. Of course, Izuku actually thinking that Mr. Parker is pretty exciting. He's he sounds like a nice guy and really smart. Like pretty much, Peter Parker looking at Izuku and he just smiles, saying, "This universe is gonna have a good Spider-Man, isn't he?" With yes, Peter Parker is not from this My Hero Academia universe. Have y'all heard about the Spider-Verse? Pretty much. That's the hint that I'm gonna leave off. But we continue. I digress, and let's continue. With Izuku, pretty much walking and going back to going on the school bus back to their school. With instantly Izuku like feeling pretty much a giant a pain, pretty much like a really painful pain in the back of his neck. He like hits it, and then he pretty much as pretty much how you see Miles Morales' Spider-Man, pretty much like that. With Izuku pretty much seeing that it's a spider, and then pretty much it continues with Izuku just leaving the spider on the ground. Let's say Izuku throws the spider into the alleyway, and this spider had the number. I'm just gonna make make up the number. Okay, wait, hold up. Sorry, I just had to close my window because of the horn of a car. I don't know which one, but yeah. And just ignore the horn, and pretty much Izuku, and pretty much in the number of the spider, I'm just gonna create a random number, okay? 79. Spider number 79, okay? And this spider, I'm just gonna say it has the powers of both Miles Morales and the original Spider-Man of Peter Parker, pretty much. But there's one more. I won't say what, because I actually thought it would be cool. And pretty much, yes, let's continue. And pretty much Izuku was starting to walk home with his mom, and he started getting dizzy, saying, Mom, I don't feel so good. With pretty much, Inko was getting worried, saying, did you get a fever, honey? With Izuku saying, I think so. I don't know how, but I think I got sick. And during that time, Izuku fainted, which put Inko into like a bit of a shock. And Izuku pretty much just started, Inko ran to the hospital, which let's say it's a bit closer than anything. And let's say the doctors pretty much checked on him and said that it's fine. He just, let's say he was just fainted because of overheat, let's say, because he had a bit of a fever. With Inko saying, it's good, thank goodness. Well, of course, the doctor's saying, you can take your son home. He's going to be fine. Just pretty much some sleep and some, of course, make sure his temperature drops into a reasonable amount. With Inko understanding and, of course, taking Izuku home in her sleeping arms. With pretty much instantly, let's say, pretty much a thunderstorm appeared. Which Inko says, wow, that's unlucky. With instantly, thunderstorm was getting crazy outside. With her saying, I thought the weathercast said it was going to be bright and sunny today. With instantly, Izuku and Inko, of course, were running, but during Izuku's dreams, he was getting this splitting headache. And it pretty much, of course, is the spider sense. I got this idea from, of course, the Spider-Verse movie, of course, like Miles Morales. Pretty much about like how you can sense the other spiders. Kind of like that. Pretty much like that. With Izuku getting this spider sense in like a bit of an early age, but pretty much, and of course, during this time, there was someone that was flying through there. There was two people that were flying through something, and pretty much, which looked like a lightning strike going down on a tree or something. With the other Spider-Man saying, "Oh, what the?" And pretty much he gets the spider sensing. What the? Spidey sense. Is there another spider? With pretty much Izuku, which is, of course, he's talking about Izuku. But then, instantly, lightning struck him again with the other person. Instantly, they both disappeared. And pretty much, Izuku, of course, wakes up at home after the next, after the day after the next day, okay? And pretty much, Izuku wakes up with Inko saying, "Oh, Izuku, you're okay. Are you feeling better? Do you need anything?" With Izuku saying, yeah, Mom, I'm okay." With pretty much Izuku, of course, same thing as Ken and Izuku getting muscles. Like he was working out for months or years. Which is odd. But of course, Izuku has been practicing, of course, like self-defense and stuff like that. With Izuku weirded out, but instantly just puts his shirt on because he feels it might be like something like hallucination. He doesn't feel like it's real, you know? With instantly Izuku saying, "Okay, Mom, I'm gonna go to the bathroom." With instantly Izuku pretty much, of course, gonna wash his face. With pretty much accidentally breaking the faucet. With Izuku saying, what the? With, of course, Izuku trying to hold on to the little, pretty much the sink, and accidentally broke it. Saying, Mom? Yelling out Izuku's mom's name, Inko. With Inko saying, what is it, honey? With Izuku, of course, you know, like the Amazing Spider-Man 2? Pretty much Izuku carefully, turns the doorknob and says, Mom, I think I may have, unlocked my quirk. With Inko saying, huh? What do you mean? You're instantly, this Izuku openly, pretty much widely opens Izuku's door, like to the bathroom, and she sees that the sink is destroyed. And also some water is, flying out of the sink. With Izuku smiling, sorry, Mom. With Inko looking at Izuku just being, with like her eyes are filled with joy that her son has a quirk. With instantly Izuku saying that, are we gonna go to the quirk doctor? With Inko saying, yes, of course. Come on, let's hurry, go, let's go. And of course, they go to the quirk doctor with the same quirk doctor that they talked about with, Miss Inko, are you sure that he has a quirk? Last time we said with Inko, of course, saying, I know he does. With pretty much Izuku saying, I do. And I swear I'm not lying. with pretty much Izuku going to say, pretty much grabbing a cup, and of course, pretty much just poking at it, with the doctor confused and then lifting it up with pretty much his finger, which is of course getting stuck on it. With Izuku saying, "See, I have a quirk." With pretty much the doctor saying, "Huh? This is very odd. Is it okay if I can do some tests on it?" With Inko saying, "Of course, go ahead." With pretty much the doctor doing the test, pretty much getting like some samples, of course. With him instantly saying, and instantly, of course, the same, the results have happened the same, but with the doctor even more confused saying, maybe your quirk is able to be undetected. And you also have the same thing, pretty much the same, like, bone, pretty much the same little bone structure as a quirkless does. Your quirk, it shows that this is very interesting. This can actually push science to in hospitals to another level. Maybe every quirkless person has their quirk, and they lately, or maybe they're a late bloomer like you. This is possible. With Izuku saying, "So I'm just a late bloomer?" With pretty much the doctor saying, "But do you want me to update it, or?" With Izuku saying, "Don't update it. I actually think it's fine if I just surprise everyone." With the doctor saying, trying to surprise people when they don't expect it. That's a good choice, young man. Smart. So, why don't we go? Come on. And also, congratulations, young man. You will become a great hero one day. With Izuku thinking he's super happy and stuff like that. With Inko saying, "Come on, Izuku, let's go celebrate." With pretty much Izuku saying, "Let's go watch a movie, please, Mom." With Inko saying, "Okay, honey, now let's go. Come on." And with Izuku being super excited, he runs up ahead and he gets to the movie theater. And sadly, it started raining. With pretty much Izuku hearing a giant gunshot. With him saying, pretty much backing up a bit because he didn't expect it. With Izuku saying, "Where's Mom? What's taking her so long?" Izuku starting to get a bit more nervous and a bit more scared. And he instantly just said, "I'll go back. Who knows what happened to her? Or maybe she's late? Tired?" And of course, slowly, Izuku seeing a crowd up ahead. Like a block ahead. With Izuku, of course. It's like his heart was starting to beat faster and faster. It's like, why am I starting to get scared? Pretty much, it's like the same way as canon. Izuku was going and pretty much pushing people aside, with others saying, "Hey kid, where are you going? What are you doing?" With Izuku, with everyone being with some people being concerned, some people being scared for the kid not seeing a sight, and of course some saying that it's just curiosity. With instantly, of course, Izuku going in front of the crowd, he falls to his knees, and then he sees his mother, Inko, bleeding with a gunshot, which looks fatal. With Izuku saying, "No, mom, please." Pretty much, of course, Izuku just sees Inko, with Inko saying, "Izuku, how are you?" With Izuku saying, "No, Mom, please, Mom, please." It's because Izuku is smart, of course. He knows what's happening to her. With Izuku saying, Mom, please don't leave, please, Mom, stay awake, please, Mom, please, Mom." Of course, Izuku is not able to talk well because he's scared to see his mother go. He's scared of what's happening right now. Right now, he's not able to understand completely how this happened. With, of course, Izuku saying, "Mom, what happened? Mom, please, what's happening?" With Inko saying, "It's okay, Izuku. It's okay." With, of course, tears falling down from Inko's eyes. With Izuku saying, "Stop flying, please. Mom, don't leave. Mom, please, don't. Mom. Stop talking right now, please. The hospital's coming right now. Please, Mom. Stay in there." With, of course, And go saying, "It's okay, Izuku. I'll be able to see your dad one more time. I'm sorry I have to leave you, baby. I'm sorry." With literally Izuku just saying, just starting to cry, saying, "Please, mom, mom." With Ingo just going limp. Of course, she dies in front of Izuku, in Izuku's arms, sadly. With Izuku just saying, "Mom, mom, wake up, mom, please wake up, mom, mom." With Izuku was just keep on saying with other people, just it's like their heart, it's like they couldn't help but just feel sorry for the kid. And one guy literally just went up to him and just put his hand on his shoulder saying, no, sorry, one person went up to him, and it's a woman with red hair saying, "It's okay, I'm sorry." With instantly Izuku looking into her eyes, her blue, I don't remember the eyes of this person, which is pretty much this. Izuku just goes up to her and cries. It's like she hears him crying his pain out. Like everything he has inside him. Literally, he's yelling and crying out. With the person pretty much just holding on to him saying, "It's okay. It's okay. Try it all out. It'll be okay. Things will get better soon." With pretty much, of course, the hospital and the police appear. With pretty much, of course, some of the police officers ask if they can take the kid with them because they need they need to know what happened. With Izuku saying, "I don't know what happened." With Izuku, of course, in deep, deep depression right now. With pretty much Izuku in the police car with, let's say, one of the civilians actually saw how he looked like for a second, and he had a quirk that can slow down time a bit, mostly through his vision, and just saw the person in detail. And pretty much, it's the same person, pretty much with the star tattoo in their wrist, and pretty much had like messy hair, and pretty much used sunglasses, and pretty much the same description as the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Pretty much, you know what I mean, right? With, of course, Izuku, when the guy finished drawing, Izuku saw that picture. And that picture, when Izuku saw it, it was burned into his mind completely. Knowing the person that killed his mother. And it just angered Izuku, but he can do anything. He can do anything but just sit, as every kid should. And Izuku was just reminiscing all the good memories with his mom. And the last sentence that she said, saying that she'll be able to see his dad one more time, but sadly has to leave him alone. Izuku finally figured out what happened to his dad. His dad died. He doesn't know how, but he did. His mom keeping on a strong face for him. Every time he pretty much just talked about him. And because of this, Izuku felt even more into despair. He felt like giving up, but something in him tells him that to keep walking forward, to keep moving forward. Even if it hurts so bad, you have to keep moving forward. With Izuku just thinking that he shouldn't listen to this voice, and this voice is just getting annoying, saying, "Keep moving forward, don't give up, just keep going forward." It just kept repeating the same words over and over again, with Izuku just getting annoyed and annoyed and annoyed. With Izuku just saying, "Fine, you win. I'll just keep moving forward, but I'm not happy about it." With the voice saying, "Good. You keep going forward. Things will get easier in due time." we skip to the police officers, and pretty much they keep thinking of what they should do with them. And let's say the person with red hair says, I'll take care of him. With Izuku shocked and every other police officer saying, how did you? With the girl with red hair saying, don't worry about it. You're talking as he's a pet, a lost puppy. You're treating a child that lost his only parent as he is someone that's lost, like a lost owned puppy. So I'll take care of him. With pretty much, of course, the police officer asking, so, miss, what is your name? With the girl saying, Mary Jane Watson. Pleasure to meet you. With, yes, Mary Jane Watson is in this What If. Yeah. But I digress and let's continue. With pretty much the doctor saying, okay, Mary Jane, how are you going to take care of him? With Mary Jane saying, oh, don't worry about it. I'll be able to do it some way. My husband will be able to help me too. With pretty much Izuku just not caring at this point, Mary Jane just says, pretty much, the doctor says, okay then, here. He gives him like adoption paper. He pretty much gives him gives her a paper to sign and to be able and stuff like that. With pretty much Izuku just not caring, just looking down. Just look. With pretty much the girl saying, do you want to go take a walk? Izuku just looks at her and just shakes his head in agreement. With pretty much Izuku just walking next to her, with Mary Jane saying, you know, you kind of remind me of someone when I was younger. With pretty much, no, sorry, she says, you kind of remind me of someone. With Izuku saying, who? With pretty much Mary Jane saying, he's someone that lost a lot. He was kind of in the same way you were in the beginning. With Izuku saying, pretty much being confused. Mary Jane saying, my husband lost his parents and also his last family members. With Izuku saying, how? With pretty much Mary Jane saying, his parents died in a plane crash, and he lost his uncle due to an accident, and he lost his aunt too, the last family he had. But after everything else, he just keeps moving forward. He's always hurt, but no matter what, he just has to keep moving forward. That's what his family would want him to do. And I think your mother would also want you to move forward. With Izuku, with Mary Jane, oh, sorry, you're still a kid. I'm talking to a kid as an adult. Sorry, I'm not used to this parenting thing. With Izuku saying, it's okay. Is it okay if I can go home? With Mary Jane saying, oh, so yes, your new home is going to be living with us. Instantly, Izuku yelled out, saying, no, I want to go home. With Mary Jane understanding what he meant, with her saying, oh, to your original house, where you lived with Izuku shaking his head in agreement, saying, With, of course, Mary Jane saying, sure, we can go visit it. With Izuku saying, no, I want to go home. With Izuku starting to cry. With, of course, Mary Jane understanding what he means. After the loss of his own mother, he doesn't know what to do. With pretty much Izuku falls asleep. He pretty much cries himself to sleep pretty much. And Izuku wakes up into what looks like a bedroom. With instantly he hears a knocking and he says, can I come in? With Izuku remembering that voice saying, huh? That voice, it sounds familiar. With instantly Izuku saying, sure, why not? With, of course, the person that pretty much opened the door has a meal. With pretty much just regular, pretty much like a regular breakfast. With pretty much Izuku seeing it's Peter Parker. With Izuku saying, Mr. Parker? Why are you with pretty much Peter, with instantly MJ pretty much pretty much just leaning on the door frame, saying, so, you're finally awake. With, of course, Peter pretty much putting down the food next to Izuku. With pretty much Peter saying, are you okay, Izuku? With pretty much Izuku saying, With, of course, Peter seeing this, it reminded him of seeing when Miles lost his dad. And seeing it again, it hurts him a whole lot. With Izuku saying, I don't know what to do. With Peter saying, it's fine. You'll heal. It takes time. And Izuku saying, or it gets easier during time, whatever it is, I don't know. I just want to be alone. With Peter saying, okay, if you need anything, just call us, okay? And please, make sure you eat well. Okay? With Izuku nodding his head in agreement saying, okay. With pretty much, we go to Peter's and MJ's point of view, which Peter just closed the door and left to the living room. With both Peter and MJ, with MJ saying, wow, it's saddening. He only had his mom left, and his father passed away, died some unknown way. With pretty much, Peter says, yeah, I don't know, I feel sorry for him. He kind of, I wish I was there before it happened. With MJ saying, it's not your fault. Remember, you can't save everyone. You have to, but still, you have, with Peter saying, but still, you have to try your best. I'm happy that this universe has the ability, like, superpowers that everyone has by birth and everything. I'm happy about that, but it still makes me angry about this, is that people are using it for the wrong reasons. They shouldn't try to make the world better, but with MJ saying, remember, Peter, not everyone has the best situation. Yes. Of course, Peter remembered that the Sandman had to rob some place because his daughter was sick, and the only way he can get her treated is by getting some money, which he was literally low on because of his job. And of course, he accidentally killed his uncle. With, of course, Peter remembering that, and he forgave Quill. I forgot if it was Quill or something else. Pretty much the Sandman. He forgave him because the Sandman turned a new leaf. He became a good guy. He became more of a good person. And after he figured out that his daughter was healthier, but she became more of a horrible person because she was able to get powers like her father, the Sandman. With pretty much Peter looking at the door saying, what can we do to help him? With MJ saying, pretty much putting her hand on Peter's leg saying, we'll figure it out. We're his new guardians. Things will get better for us later on. With Peter saying, yeah, I hope so. With Peter just looking at the lab coat that says Oscorp. With Peter saying, I hope so. With instantly, that's where we're gonna leave it off. I hope you guys enjoy, and pretty much, I hope you guys have a good afternoon, have a good morning, uh, have a good night wherever you are. Please take care of yourselves. Bye.